All right, so for Thanksgiving or just for a fall decoration, we're going to do an Indian corn wreath. So I'm going to run through the supplies that you'll need. So you can use some 2 different tones, or it can be the same color, green if you want. I'm using 2 different for your stock. You'll need some white paper. I'm using a heavy duty construction paper, but you can use cardstock. You'll need some scissors, a pencil, some yarn or cord. You'll need some cardboard, I have right here. X-Acto knife, but please have an adult with you, or scissors. I feel like some of the cutting will do X-Acto knives work better. A couple different size lids or some type of circle. Paint, bubble wrap, glue, and some tape. And then I created 2 templates. This is for the ear of the corn and this is for the stock. You can create your stock any way you want. You can have separate pieces. I just put my whole piece together when I created my template. Okay, so what we're going to do first, I have a piece of bubble wrap. And I'm going to lay it down. You want to make sure your table is covered because you are going to put some paint out. And then I am using a liquid paint, like temper paint, or a liquid acrylic will work. It's just easier to pour out. But you can probably use anything. And then I'm just going to drizzle different colored paint. Okay, so now I am ready for my paper, and I have a few sheets of paper because sometimes the first layer is kind of thick in spots when you put your paper down, and it doesn't give you that total kernel effect. So, but it just depends on how you put it out and how thick it is in spots. So what I'm going to do is kind of like printmaking, and I found this was easiest for me. To lay the paper on top of the bubble wrap, and then I just gently run my fingers on top, and then I'm carefully going, and I want to make sure I get, not too hard where you squish the bubble wrap and pop it, but enough to where the paper is going to pick up. Very carefully, I'm going to pull up my paper. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do another one. I might rub it a little harder on this one because there's less paint now that I did one. And you're probably going to want to do a few different sheets because you're going to end up tracing and cutting out. And you can see where the paint is a little thicker in some spots, but that's okay because the kernels are kind of blend together. Okay, so here you can see once my paint is dry, what it looks like. You'll just get a variety of different textures on each piece. So I'm going to grab this piece here, and then I'm going to take my template, and you can decide where you want to lay your template, just depending on like, oh, I like this area better than this area. So you can lay your template and just trace. And you're going to need probably, I'm estimating around 10 to 12 ears. So then you can see my pencil outline, and then all you have to do, you can trace them off, but then you're just gonna cut them out. Okay, and then with my template, or your template, however you want to design it, all you need to do is just put it on your paper and trace it out. Cut it out. So there's my leaf. And so I kind of measured it so it'd be a little bit bigger than my ear. So when I go to glue it, it kind of fits nicely there. And I can go ahead and glue it now. Depending on your paint, sometimes glue stick might not stick as well because of the paint. And if it doesn't, just use Elmer's glue or Elmer's glue, whatever you have. Hot glue. And there. And so you'll make 10 to 12 of these. You're going to take your cardboard. Where are my scraps? And you're going to take your largest circle, and like I'm using a lid because it's just easy and it makes a pretty good, perfect circle. Trace that down. And then I'm going to take my smaller one. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it so it looks pretty even all the way around. And you can also measure it too. So then you have this design. So next you're going to maybe have your parents help you. X-Acto knives work the best cutting out the cardboard. You want to cut around and you want to cut the center out. So have a parent help you with this part, okay? And this is what it should look like. So here are my Indian corns. You can see I made plenty of them. So this is what they should look like. And I'm going to, this is what I'm going to do first. I'm going to lay them out on my ring and kind of picture them how I want them to go before I start gluing. I'll place them to where I want them to go. And then very carefully, I'm going to use the glue gun on this just for the video and it's faster. And I'm going to add a dab of glue. If you need to go back and add a little more glue, that is fine. Oops, this one does. So a little more. So once you have it, this is how it should look. Now I'm going to add a piece of cord. What I like to do is usually like to tie it in a knot and then use it to hang. And then I think this is where I'm going to place it. So what you can do, I'm going to add a piece of, or some glue, hot glue here. Once I feel like that is pretty well dried, I'm going to add just a little bit of tape. And then we'll hang it.